Okay, it's painted, all black, and like I said, this is a fireplace insert. It's a stove that goes inside the fireplace, so it normally will get covered up to here, but I'm going to use it as a freestanding stove, so I painted it all around, and it came out really nice, completely black. I'll be removing that tape to show the brass finish on those windows there. Haven't done those yet, but I already did the door, and the door came out looking brand new. So let me put it on the stove and I'll show you. Okay, that's what it came out looking like. Now you can see the big difference on the one that's been polished and the one that needs to be polished. It looks brand new. That one needs to be polished, so that'll be next. And well, it's a mirror image. This is what they look like when they're in the store. A little bit of elbow grease and a product called Never Dull. I use it to polish the chrome on the motorcycle. You can find it at AutoZone, any auto part. Walmart might have it. Of course, Amazon definitely will have it. Never Dull. And that's what it ended up looking like. Okay, what we got here, it's a Buck 91 model wood stove laying on its back because I had to bring it down some steps, so I still have it on the dolly. What I'm doing to it, it's new to me, so I'm replacing the most important component in this stove, which is the catalytic. This is supposedly the part that burns your smoke, your gases, and here it is. So I already took it apart, but I want to show you how to put it back together. And to take it apart, you just do reverse. Now, what I'm going to use, the nuts that came off of these were really seized on there, and you can see this last one got messed up, even got bent, because I had to apply some heat to it. So what I'm going to use is this, and it's good up to 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit or 55 Celsius. From 55 Celsius to 870 Celsius. So I'm gonna use these on the nuts. This is better than put something than nothing. So hopefully these will help if I ever have to replace this catalytic. It won't be as tough to take these nuts if I'm not gonna use that one. I can't put a nut back on that one. The top three, which are the ones, the ones I'm putting them on now, were fairly easy because it sits in front of the stove. So I guess it doesn't get as much as heat as these middle ones, and the ones far back into the stove. Those were the hardest ones to take off. So that's what I'm using once again. That right there. Next thing that comes on is your gasket. That's right there, which is this outer part. So let me open this up. centerpiece, I guess they just included, since it comes out of there cut out. I guess they just give it to you so that, I don't know, use it for something else, I don't know. It already has the pre-holes for the bolts. And, well, maybe I should have put this before the lube camp, but it'll be all right. It's gonna have to be okay. Here you go, let's go back and put some more lube. Anti-seize. Okay. Next thing is the housing. So this is the housing that goes in this way. It has 4 bolts that has a shield. Has 4 bolts that has a shield that comes underneath. So what holds your catalytic in place from falling down will be this little tray. It just sits in there like so. And then comes your actual catalytic, which is this piece. It just looks like a honeycomb. It has some type of I don't know what this filter, not filter, but a gasket around it. And supposedly this is where this gets super hot, and when the gases go through here, it reburns it. So that sits in, I'll show you in a minute. I'm trying to get it in here so I can show you. Well, let me point the camera that way. I gotta find a way to make it fit perfectly in there. There you go. Sits in like that. And that holds it from going in. So next, let me point you back that way. Oops, sorry about the shaking. Tripod almost flipped over. And then this sits in here. Just like that. Now these bolts are 3/8. I'll start with a washer. One of those. Don't know the name of those. If you know, let me know. And then the nut. This one I'll put in there just to hold it in place for right now. And that's how you change your catalytic. So, and then you just put the rest of the bolts and washers in place. So I don't want to bore you with that, but that's how you change your catalytic. How often do you need to change them? I really don't know. Since this is new to me, I said I wanted to replace it. So you got 3, 6, 7, 8 nuts to take off. This comes off, but you'll have 4 screws that go here that hold the shield, and I'll show you that in a later video. Well, it'll probably be after this video. But this is how you change your catalytic. I've ordered new fire bricks, so I'm waiting on that to come, and I'll keep you an update on that. All right. I'll bring it back once the other portion is. I just don't want to bore you with all these nuts. Okay, so there you go. I put the bolts, tied them up, and NSCs hopefully that'll prevent in the future for those bolts to come out a lot easier. Now the next thing is this panel right here, which sits here. Now keep in mind, this is the top of the stove, and that is from, I'm assuming it's to prevent the flames to directly hit catalytic. When you take this off, you got to be careful because all 4 bolts on this housing broke on me. All 4 bolts that go in here broke on me. I was able to remove that one and that one. These 2 are really stuck in there. And then the housing, when I was trying to remove this one, the housing started to crack. So I'm leaving it just with these 2 bolts. I'm gonna add NCs to my bolts. Now I don't have small bolts. I have these long ones. So I don't want them to go all the way in the housing because that's a lot to go in. So what I'm doing is building it up, and I'm using that to lock it in, and then this to just as a spacer. And I will use anti-seize on this as well, just to make it a little, well, just hopefully it works. That's basically what it is. I don't know if it will work or not, but it's better than nothing. So, oops, sorry about that. Kicking you guys around. Shield just basically from there. Okay, funny looking, but like I said, I don't want that to go all the way in. Just in case in the future I gotta take these nuts out again. These bolts. I'm not sure, but and 2 of them should be efficient to hold this plate up. Oh yeah. All right, so that's that. So that's how you would change your catalytic. This plate got to come off, the housing, and your gasket. Okay, next thing I'm gonna get ready because I have a pedestal that I got for this stove that did not come with it. This was an insert in a fireplace, but I have a pedestal and it screws on to these hose. The stove already has hose in there for your pedestal, but like I said, it did not come with the stove, so the hose do not match. So I had to drill the pedestal to match these hoses for them. So let me get that ready and I'll show you how you do that. Okay, so this is the pedestal. Like I was saying, these screws do not match what's in the stove. So what I want to do now is put another hole here in the middle, so that way I could move it and then move it side to side, and then it should match. So I'm gonna give it a try with this and see how it goes. Probably a little hacksaw would work better, but I don't have that with me right now. Yeah, a hacksaw will definitely be a lot better. Okay. See the washers that size. Okay, maybe we should get that tight. All I needed to do is to slide this in that way. So let me get this other one. That's the problem. This thing slides on you. And I don't have a punch. Couldn't find it. First one. Still need to make it a little bigger. About the noise, should have warned you. That one little part right there. Perfect. So, let me adjust the camera. So I'm gonna set the two top ones up first. So that way I know where I need to drill the two bottom ones. Like I said, this pedestal did not come with this stove, but it's made for this stove. And now you can see I can adjust it in whichever direction I need to go. All I need is for you to hold it in there so I know where I need to mark the two bottom ones. All right. Now, I don't know if I can get you low enough so you can take a look at the bottom. Well, you can see right here. Oh, it looks like this is not wide enough. Nope, it's not. The hole's down here, and the metal's up there. I could drill a hole on the stove itself, but it won't affect anything. But then I would have to use a tap screw, a self-drilling metal screw. I don't know the proper name, but let me show you what I'm talking about. These right here. Can I get you in focus? Well, You know what I mean. And this one's just way too long. And if you look down there, and there, it's gonna come out there. And I think that's what I'll do. I gotta just find a smaller screw. This one's way too long. Okay, well, like I said, this bottom hole did not match. So I gotta drill a hole here to put one of those self-tapping metal screws that would go in there. If I'm saying those wrong name of that screw, let me know what it is in the comments. So I'm using a drill bit and I'm gonna tap it right in there. Let's see if I can set something back there to keep this from moving. For now, you're still able to see. Yep. Oh, this is dull. Try using the screw to screw it in. Make his own hole. Let's see if this will work. So I don't have the adjuster here with me. I'm going straight into the chuck. Of course, this keeps moving on me. And I want to show you that making that hole there does not ruin anything in the stove itself. Firebox is way out of the way. So I will repeat that over on that side as well. All right, I'll get back to you. Okay, so that went well. Self-tapping screw, I think that's what they're called, for metal. Both sides. And up there, I just matched the existing. As you can see, that inside there, they welded a nut for that one. So that worked really well. Same thing here. And down there as well. So, like I said, this is on its back. Looks like that. I just gotta wait to get help to flip it upright, and then I'll fill in the bricks. I ordered new bricks. I'm waiting for it to get here because the old brick had a lot of gaps in between. So, all right, I'll give you an update when I get that. Okay, so here we got it installed. This is my basement. Keep it down here. And yes, the heat goes all the way upstairs. So last thing I left off was on the brick. I got new brick in there. I had to use some of the old one. I did not purchase enough, so it came out really good. Just use a template, piece of paper or something to cut your brick perfectly in those angles, and so on and so on. So I'm gonna start it. It's the first time I'm gonna lit it up. And you get to watch. So, well, before I do that, let me talk about it. I got a new gasket, door gasket on it. 3/4 a rope. I took well, as you saw, the trim's off, the glass, cleaned it out real good. I also did the door. It came out really nice. And sanded down and repainted it. And came out really nice. Pedestals, nice at the bottom. I do have to work on the fan, the switches, so that will be in a later video. But let's get it started. So, of course, you gotta open the flute. Pull it back. And then here on this side, you have an air vent. They open up. I'm not sure if that one opens this one. There's an air vent that comes out here. Or I forgot where that was the other one. But on this side, you also have another one. So you open those up. Once that's up, I normally start it with paper because the first thing I want to do is create a big flame quick, so it creates a draft. I have smoked the house before with my older stove. This is the first time I'm going to use this stove, so we'll see how it goes. And then I do have some kindling that I put on top of that. That's how I get it started. Everybody has their own way of starting their stove. Is this the proper way? Probably not, but it works for me. So, and then instead of little matches, I use torch. Now, what I normally do is try to preheat it, and I well, it worked well on the other one, but other stove, try to get the air in there as hot as I can, or somewhat hot, just again to start that draft. I really don't know the stove that well, so I don't know what should I do, what not should I do to light it, the do's and don'ts. Just want to light the paper now. Like I said, I like to start it, create a big flame so it could create a draft as quick as possible. I do see some smoke coming back into the house, but that's done. So draft has been created. Now all the vents are open. What happens if I close the door? Check that out. In my other one, if I close the door, the fire will go off. So already liking it. Now this is, once again, it's a Buck Stove 91 model. It's a very heavy stove, and I'm going from a Vermat casting. This is a very old model, but it's starting to lose its seal. It's cracked inside, so I had purchased this one, just never got around to fixing it, so now I got the chance to do it. So that's how we light a fire. Now at this point you can put more kindling, or put a big piece of wood in there. I think I'll put a little bit more kindlings in there. Now just open it slowly, let that draft pull everything out. I don't know about y'all, but I do enjoy watching a fire. Well, this is it. Buck 91. If you guys got any questions, comments, something you saw I didn't do right or I should have done different, please let me know. I'm open for any comments, suggestions. Everything's welcome. All right, have a good one. All right, I wanted to continue showing you the fire we just started. This is our first burn on this stove. I added 3 more pieces of logs in there, and temperature's already up there. It's at 2.5. So just gonna set you here, and if you want to continue watching, you may. But pretty much this is where the video will kind of end. Not end, but just want to enjoy the start of a wood stove. Now when I open the door, you can really hear this thing draft. Really intensify the air that goes in there, so not hot yet. It's warm in the back. Maybe I'll show it to you with the door open. No smoke coming in. This wood's been sitting outside for 2-3 years, and I do not know why it's sizzling. Maybe because this was at the bottom of the pile and I have it covered with a tarp. So maybe when it rained or so, it sounds like it's wet, but this should be completely dry wood. Uh-oh, somebody's knocking on my door. If it's not Amazon or my stimulus check, well, I never got a stimulus check, but if it's not Amazon, my packages, I don't answer. We're at 4 minutes and 19 seconds. I'll let this video run up to about 5 minutes. Then I'll close the door and let it really get hot, and then I'll turn on the camera again. I want to activate the Catalytic. Let's see how this works, but it has to get to a certain degree. right there is a thermometer that indicates when I should close that vent, so everything goes, all the gases go through the catalytic. So when that's ready, I'll bring you back. Okay, so we're back now. The thermometer here indicates that it's hot enough to where I can activate the catalytic. So that's what we're gonna do. See that one over there? It's up there as well. So I'm gonna add 1 or 2 more pieces of wood. I'm gonna close the catalytic. And let's check it out. Let it sit there for a while. Let those 2 pieces catch on fire. Close this. Good. All right, now we could close this catalytic by pushing it in, and I'm correct the flute. I'm closing the flute, so it's gonna bypass instead of going straight out through the exhaust, the pipe. It's gonna go now through bypass. It's gonna make it go through the catalytic and then out that way. So we just close that all the way in. And then you'll see the smoke, the fire will calm down a little bit. And then I will adjust the 2 vents on the side, because I don't want it too hot in here. I just want it enough. Want a slow burn. So I think I'll close these halfway. So that's all the way in. About halfway there, and let's see, that goes all the way there, so about halfway is right about here. And we'll leave it there. And I would have to adjust these as I learn more of the stove, how hot it gets, or it doesn't get hot enough. If it does not get hot enough, I will open it. If it's too hot, then I'll close it down some. But supposedly at this point it should be reburning your smoke. Let me take you off. I was gonna take you off the tripod, but there's no way I could show you the process of it, but I still feel like there's a lot of air going in. But like I said, I gotta get to know this stuff really well to make the proper adjustments. Reason I say that is because you can see how the flames are blowing in there kind of hard. So I'll just tap those in just a little bit more. might want to go outside and take a look at the outside to see if it's smoking a lot or not. I'll leave you guys here. Well, we still get a lot of smoke outside, not a whole lot, but like I said, it's a learning curve for me right now. All right, I want to show you the thermometer on the stove itself. It's gone up to, so I don't want it too hot. So what I'm gonna do is set you guys back here, and I will close the vents a little bit more. So I want less air. Do both sides. That's completely closed up there. I can see here on the left side, I don't know if I'm pointing right, there's a ashtray lid, and of course it's not airtight. That's why you see a lot of flames through there. So that's one of the factors I gotta take in play, but I think we've got there where we're at. And maybe as we burn more and get more ashes on the brick, it'll, especially in that area where that lid is at, it'll stop that draft from coming in. Alright, so I think this will be it for this video. I think I will upload videos of just fires. Next time I start one, it'll be all about fire. Thanks for watching. Until next time.